Good afternoon everybody and welcome back to another video. I hope you like the clips I've been putting before the intro at the start of the past couple of videos. I think it adds a little something to the content. Unfortunately, the music is going to have to be recycled occasionally because I don't own the rights to any music, obviously. And as a result, I'm not too keen on just using any music that I can get my hands on. So it's going to have to be recycled every few videos and stuff, but I think it's kind of works. I'll leave that to you in the comment section down below, let me know what you think. Anyway, for today's video, we're taking a look at what, in my opinion, is without a doubt the worst tank destroyer in the entire game. The JPZ-4-5. Effectively, this is an RU-251 without a turret, and a different hull, but the gun is basically straight from an RU-251. It gets APCR, not Sabo, APCR, as standard, and it's appallingly bad. I have a couple of screenshots in a second to show you the modifications I've actually done for this thing, and it just proves that I haven't played this thing very much at all. So here are the modifications. As you can see, I haven't even got the heat shell yet. It's what I'm working towards. I've had this tank for a very, very, very long time, but I can't stand to play it. It's absolutely diabolical. You get the 90mm gun and a couple of MG42s, or MG3s because it's the West German produced version. The reload rate is not terrible, the armor is fucking awful. It's a reasonably mobile vehicle, I suppose, as we can see from the top speed there on the stat card, but it just doesn't really benefit from that. Tank destroyers are supposed to be either sneaky and fast, or heavily armoured and basically used as assault guns, which is basically what the Jagdtiger is good at, which is the TD before this one. And honestly, whenever I do take out a Leopard in a match, I almost always use the Jagdtiger instead of this thing. But as I'm grinding my way to the M48A2 GA2, the West German 105 armed M48 pattern, I thought I'd put this thing on the lineup just as an excuse to grind out some modifications and maybe get a little bit more XP. Unfortunately, my premium time has run out, and as I'm, in no word of a lie, broke as a joke at the moment, I don't have the money to buy any more, so that's going to have to wait until payday. I did manage to bounce a shot there from the Walker Bulldog, but I think that was more down to his poor aim and my angling, as opposed to the tank's armour. Make no mistake, 9 times out of 10 that shot would have gone through. I just happened to be lucky there for a second. From the front, you are not really prone to taking MG fire and getting killed by machine guns, but from the sides and the rear, I honestly wouldn't risk it. The shell that this thing comes with, as I said, the APCR round that you get as stock, is appallingly bad. It just doesn't... I mean, that was a Bulldog, and I still struggled to take him out. The penetration is awful. The shell gets no high explosive filler of any sort, so you're relying entirely on your ability to knock out main components. Ammo racks, turret rings, crew members, engine, transmission, etc. Of course, you have to hit them more than once if you're going to be doing that. You can't take out all of the crew in one shot. Well, not normally anyway. So, as a result, this thing has never really been touched by me. I haven't looked at the stats, but I haven't played more than 50 matches in this thing. Probably. It's just, ugh, I hate it. I don't like the Leopard very much either, but at least the Leopard actually gets a turret. That's another thing as well, now that I think about it. This thing has a battle rating of 7.0. The RU-251, unless it's changed since I last looked at it, has a battle rating of 6.7. And you get the heat round from stock, you get a turret, you get, the armour might be less, but it's no less effective, because let's be honest, whatever armour the JPZ-4-5 does have is not worthy enough of having anyway. To be honest, I'd rather have less armour, more mobility, and a better... If you had a better stock shell, even if it was AP, that would be better. I know that the tank probably didn't use that ammunition in real life, and that's fine, but then the West Germans were not stuck with having to use APCR, were they? If the tank had heat available and they had the money to stock their tanks with heat, and let's be honest, I'm sure they did, the Cold War was on, they were concerned about the Soviets rushing through the Fulda Gap along with the East Germans, they were not going to be faffing around as far as ammo was concerned. They'd have given this thing the best ammo that they had access to, and even then, I don't imagine a tank destroyer would have been in a front unit. It would have been a rear unit, I would have thought. Of course, that's just a guess. Basically, if I was to sum up this thing in one sentence, it would be that my favourite thing about this tank is the camouflage pattern that I have on it, which isn't even stock to the tank. It came out of a box that I bought a while ago, and I was just lucky enough to get a skin. At the time, I didn't really think that this skin would ever get used, because, you know, I don't really use the tank. I never thought I'd be able to see the skin very often, but nevertheless, here it is. I was thinking of doing a top 5 tank destroyers and top 5 worst tank destroyers video, but honestly, I don't really know what other vehicles I'd put in between the best and the worst, so here we are. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Congratulations, Bumzilla, on almost hitting 600 subscribers. You deserve it, mate. Well done. And as for everyone else, I'll see you in the next War Thunder video. Cheers.